Hello, good morning. My name is Amran Mahzan. I'm the Executive Director for Muslim. We are a society. We are registered with the Register of Society. So we have about 500 members. So it's a society of persatuan. So we have members. The objective. We are actually an international humanitarian NGO. So we have our vision and mission, and from that mission come our three focus, which is to help people in disaster and non in conflict area, in the emergency response, which is sending our volunteer doctor, our volunteers, our to where disaster happen. That's our emergency response, and we also have our long-term sustainable development program, which is also health related. These are like our long-term clinics in Myanmar, in Philippines, and in Afghanistan previously. And our third focus is on sustainable, no, sorry, disaster risk reduction program. So we develop a program called Building Resilient Community, where we teach vulnerable people and how to be ready for the disaster. So basically, we are international humanitarian NGO with volunteers as our backing. We were founded in 1999. Our founder is Tan Sri Dr. Jamila Mahmud. She's now no longer with us. She she left us in 2010. Um, when if you listen to her story, how she founded Muslim Malaysia, she was actually challenged by her son because they were watching the news and there was a war in the Balkans at the time in Kosovo. So the son challenged her to help these people because she's a doctor. So what she did was she tried to find organization that would help her to get to Kosovo. So when she tried the international NGO, they don't want her because she never done this before. So she doesn't have the training, so they didn't want to send her. And when she looked for local NGO, there's none. So that's when her husband challenged her to set up Muslim Malaysia. So what she did was she actually initially she just gathered some of her friends with similar interests, and they actually went to Kosovo to do our first mission. But when she come back, then only we are officially set up as an organization. Society, we have our members, so we have 500 members registered with us. The members according to our constitution, we elect the board of executive council. That is done every 3 years. So the executive council consists of 9 members, including the president, 3 vice president, secretary and assistant, and treasurer, and another 3 exco. So the council board will then appoint myself. I'm the executive director for Muslim Malaysia, and I run the secretariat. So as a head of secretariat, we have a different department here. So our major department is our program and development department that runs all our program in Malaysia and also outside. And we have our how you call it, the support department, which consists of our finance, our HR, our communication and fundraising department. And we also have a quality and accountability department that actually looked at our program, whether we are following the required standard that is required in the international humanitarian work. In Malaysia, we divide our funding into 5 streams. One is the government. Then we have the corporate funders. We have the public funding. We have the institutional funding. That's 4, right? I think that's the 4 funders that we have. So we do campaign actually. So for the public, we launch a campaign. If we have a we responding for example now we responding to Lombok earthquake, so we campaign for the public to donate us. And for the corporate, it's more like a direct approach. So it could be a general appeal like for Lombok, or it could be a specific project. For example, we are doing wash program, water and sanitation program in Kelantan. So we submit our proposal to the corporate for them to support. This also similar for international funder like you from UN or from foundation from outside the country. So being a health focused organization, our role model is actually Malaysia South Hotel. It's an international NGO. They start, I can't remember, they start a long time ago, but they have branches in France, in US, even in Malaysia actually, they are based in Penang. So they are medical based organization which are so strong that they are on their own. So they don't even have to listen to corporate, they don't have to listen to government. They do what is their objective is, which is to provide medical assistance. So they do that without any control from any other organization. So that's our role model. But I think we're still far away from that. Well, actually, the thing that make Mercy Malaysia strong or function, you see, we are Malaysian. Although we are international NGO, we still say 80 to 90% of funding still come from Malaysian. So when you work internationally, when you go out and you meet people like MSF, Oxfam, their income come from say USD, so they are like 4 times richer than us. So for us to actually compete with them, uh, our strength is actually in our volunteers. So we are able to provide, because our volunteers are medical doctors, professional medical doctors, professional engineers, professional architects. So we are able to provide the same level of services at such a lower cost. So I would say that one of our the volunteers or the people is one of our greatest strengths. There's a lot of challenges. Okay, one of it is sustainable funding. If you are from the UK, or the people from the UK or people from the US, they're more aware of our work, similar works. So people there give money to organizations like us, like Oxfam, like MSF, on a continuous basis. But for us, the funding from the people are still, uh, still very emotive kind of funding, and the disaster, and it just has to be related to them. So when there's a big disaster, they will give you money, and when there's not, there's less funding for us. So it's quite difficult for us to maintain our people, our human resource, and all that. Well, basically, I think one thing is that we started much earlier than the other. So I guess that helped us to have a more what is it, a more recognizable brand. Uh, Other than that, being the first, we did get support, uh, not in terms of just funding, but in terms of organizational development. So that allowed Malaysia to actually adapt a corporate-like organization and decision making, and that also exposed Malaysia to the international requirement of return work. So we follow to like SPEAR standard. We are a member of the International Committee of Volunteer Organization. So I think that's differentiate us with other local organizations. Uh, uh, for, I've been with Malaysia for some time. I've never actually encouraged people to volunteer with Malaysia. But what I encourage is for Malaysian to volunteer. It doesn't have to be with Malaysia. It can be with any. It can be with your surau in your house. You have to volunteer. You have to contribute back to the community. Yeah. Okay, Malaysia, there's two type of membership, I would call it. One is as a member, a real member, and the other is a volunteer. So as a member, you get the privilege to actually vote for the executive council member lah. So we have more apa ni, more power lah. As a volunteer, you just volunteer for us. So as what we're trying to do is actually get members from our pool of volunteers. So if you want to be a member, we want to see that you are actually active as a volunteer, you have contributed, then we'll offer you to become a member. So if you want to join Miss Mission, you have come as a volunteer. You can visit our website. Everything is online, so you can just register. We have 5 strategic objectives. Uh, Few lah. One of these is I cannot remember the five. I remember sustainable funding, uh, increase our efficiency, and also a strategic communication. So sustainable funding, meaning that we can actually work where it's needed. So our work is based on need and not based on funder or what the government want. Strategic communication is where we want to be the go-to people for any humanitarian issue in the region at least. And also we want to increase our efficiency. What the problem with one of the problem that we're facing is on human resource. Because Indonesia, we don't have disaster. Unlike Philippines or Indonesia, so you have specific people who wants to do disaster from the start. So here what we have is people from like studying journalism like you, people who did international relations. So they come here, they start working with us, and we train them. So we don't have that people that only have the background as human workers. But when we train them, they get better. Then they get offer from other competitors. So that's one of our challenges. So that's what we want